Hello, and welcome to the Fairy Coach Weekly Interactive Tarot. So, today we're going to do an energy reading of the week from Monday, November 18th to Sunday, November 24th. Now, remember that no matter when this message finds you, it's probably for a reason. All right, so let's ground and center ourselves and also connect through the breath. We're going to take three deep breaths. So we're going to inhale, hold at the top, and exhale. And then you get to pick one of these decks or one of the fairies, the blue, the pink, or the yellow. And then we'll do a reading for the beginning of the week, the middle of the week, and the weekend. Ready? Let's take 3 deep breaths together. Inhale, hold at the top, exhale. One more time. Hold. And the last time. Inhale. Make the exhale longer than the inhale. Ready? Okay. Pick now one of these decks or one of the fairy, the one that calls you. Ready? Okay. We are going to begin with the blue fairy. Let's see. Oh, we have a jumping card. Let's take a second one for clarity. And the card wanted to jump right to us. And we have wands. So we have the king and the 3. So the king of wands is advising you that at the beginning of the week, you should focus on managing all the projects, all the things that you have. So a king is a master of its suit, and the wands are the fire element, your passions, your creativity, the things that you want. So this is a time for you to rule over everything that's going on in your life that you feel passionate about, right? But it comes with a 3 of wands, that it's also telling you that besides ruling over all these things that you may be passionate about, to be able to choose one. So to prioritize which ones you are going to focus on. Like this, you don't deplete your energy so much. So at the beginning of the week, this is all about projects, all about where you're putting your energy and you're focusing on. So it's telling you, learn how to manage all the projects and the things that you need to do, but prioritizing. You see, you pick one of your things and prioritize and pay your full attention to one thing before moving to the next. Now, let's go see the middle of the week, because the beginning, that would be Monday and Tuesday, starts with a lot of fire and, creativity, projects. Let's go now for the middle of the week. All right, so this would be Wednesday and Thursday. And here we have the moon, right? And the moon is all about bringing light forward to everything that could be hidden, or that everything that's inside of us, right? So it's kind of telling you this is a time to turn the light on to your intuition and see what things are hidden that maybe you didn't want to look at. Maybe pay attention to your gut instinct at this time. So things that perhaps you've been avoiding looking at, this is a time when the moon says we're shedding some light into this, because there is light in the dark. So all these it's kind of like doing shadow work and learning from all the things that are a little bit hidden. And here we have also the Knight of Wands, and this is saying, again, more wands. you are doing this work of like going within, following your intuition, looking at things that maybe you haven't been wanting to look at, so you can move forward towards this thing that you're very passionate about or this goal that you have. And the only way to do this is by doing some introspective work in the middle of the week. Now let's look at Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, what the weekend, after this week of wands and fire energy is bringing for you. Okay. Let's settle the cards. One. Two. So here, the weekend begins with choices, things to do, and it's time to choose and balance things that have to do with the material aspects or with your practical things in life. You are going to have to choose and balance different things that are coming your way during the weekend. And it's also telling you that a new opportunity may present itself. However, it probably comes with some challenges, right? So you're not going to be very clear if it's actually something good for you. And when the Ace of Swords is telling you is that anything that's being presented this weekend, when you're making these choices and being very practical, is about using your intellect and clear communication to make sure you're making the right choice. Very good cards, a lot of fire energy, and then on the weekend things are calming down, but you're presented with choices and you're going to have to use your intellect. While in the middle of the week, what you're going to be using is your intuition and doing some inner work. Okay, let's go with the pink fairy for those that picked deck number 2. Okay, let's look at the beginning of the week if you've picked this deck. And another one for clarity. So we have the Hermit in regular tarot, that here it's called the Holy King, and this is the number 9 from the Major Arcana. So the beginning of the week is also asking you for introspection here, right? So it's time for you to prioritize yourself, making sure that your needs are met, that you're grounded, that more than searching for advice or things outside of yourself, you meet your needs coming from inside. You have wisdom, you have an inner light. And at the beginning of the week, this is about listening to yourself. And more than the outside noise, is about doing some introspection. And it comes with the Knight of Wands. So the Knight of Wands, fire energy, moving forward. So here is telling you this. Introspection, so you know how to move forward towards the right thing. So very similar to the deck that we were taking a look at before, that the moon was also saying do some introspection, intuitive work, follow your gut instinct. Well, here is something similar, but more about the introspection and the finding the answers within, so you can move forward with more enthusiasm and knowing where you're going. So that's the beginning of the week. Now, for the middle of the week, and that will be Wednesday and Thursday, we have the King of Pentacles. This king is just somebody very practical, pragmatic, generous. So again, a master of his suit. So what the king's advice for the middle of your week is telling you, be this king, Be practical. It's not a time to be emotional or intellectual or even passionate about anything. It's about being practical. You see, he seems like comfortable, content, managing the earthly things that one has to manage in a calm way, practical and pragmatic. And this is so, look, the Earth Mother, that's usually the Empress in regular tarot. So this is happening. So things that you need to bring forth, or that things maybe that you have been working on, things that you need to give birth to. It could be anything from a project to something important like maybe a relationship or anything. So take a practical approach so this thing can come forth. All right. And now for your weekend. For your weekend, we have the Four of Pentacles, so more Pentacles, and the Ace of Chalices. So here, the Four of Pentacles is, it's this really, it's funny that you got the King of Pentacles here telling you, about generosity, being practical. The Four of Pentacles is about laying a good foundation. That when it comes to the practical aspects of your life. And at the same time, is also a reminder not to hold on to things too tight. Keep being practical, lay a foundation for the things that you want to do, or the things that you need to do in your life, but also remember generosity. You see, if somebody asks you for help, that doesn't necessarily mean help in the financial way, but being there for others, and not being only immersed in yourself. Okay. And that's because there comes, you're also being presented with an opportunity this time in the weekend, but this has to do more with your emotions. So this is about nurturing friendships, nurturing relationships, being there for others at the same time that you're practical with your life, because you're being presented with an opportunity, with something that's gonna fill up your cup. That could be, again, a new friendship, a relationship that's developing, or even a project or an activity or something that's gonna bring a lot of happiness to you. But don't be closed, be there for others, be practical. And you see here, we were talking about something that maybe you've been testing that you're gonna give birth to. So it seems that all this energy here, you're going within to start to know exactly where you're going. You're being practical because you need to give birth to something. And here it's telling you, be there for others, but still being practical with your life, laying a good foundation, because what? Something is going to be presented to you. Okay, so wonderful cards, really wonderful story laid here for the week for you. And now we're going to look at the third deck, that is the Yellow Fairy. Let's see what the energies for those of you who picked this deck are for this coming week. Let's see the beginning of the week. It will be Monday and Tuesday. So we are starting the week with the Eight of Swords. A lot of thinking, a lot of things in your head, maybe intrusive thoughts or overthinking. But these thoughts seem to be keeping you prisoner, or making you feel that you're stuck, right? So with all this thinking, and this card, as you can see, it's not that you are actually stuck, it's that the swords, your thinking, the way you are looking at whatever is happening that has you stuck, makes you feel you're stuck. But you're not. And look at that, you're actually this is the Seven of Pentacles. You actually have a lot of opportunities around you. You have things that are, you know, maybe you have worked really hard for something, and this is the time to really look at the fruits of all your labor. But no, you're not stuck, okay? So the beginning of the week, you may be thinking about things maybe that happened this weekend, maybe things that are troubling you right now. It's only thoughts, okay? Learn to choose your thoughts very carefully, because thoughts manifest, right? So it's actions, words, and thoughts that manifest. So if you feel like anxiety or this overthinking that keeps you stuck and prisoner, no, change this thinking and look at the opportunities. Look at everything that's around you. Focus on gratitude at this time. So this is for the beginning of your week. Now let's look at the middle of the year week and how the energies move from that. See? Oops, let's set all the cards that more are wanting to come out. Okay. So now we have the middle of the week. And the middle of the week, we keep with the theme of swords. This is the Page of Swords, right? So the Page of Swords is telling you, maybe you will get a message, maybe something, if you haven't moved from this way of thinking that you're feeling stuck, and if you don't instead look at the opportunities, what could happen here is that those things that seem to trouble you seem to be getting bigger, right? So it's very important to change this. Remember, the future is not written, it's not said, you create it. So this is just a reading about your energies. And this is saying that the energies that are around, say that overthinking is around, and it's advising you to focus on opportunities and gratitude for what's going well, right? Because if not, the middle of the week is going to continue like this with these challenging thought or messages that are coming to you. And if you are willing to look at challenges as opportunities, look at this. You are actually being presented with a great opportunity. And here we have swords and we have pentacles, right? And it's telling you, change the way you're thinking about those struggles, those challenges. See them as opportunities. You're going to see that there is quite a bit to be thankful for, and you're going to be presented with more things. And this seems you're going to be presented with something you really want. That's by the middle of the week. And then on the weekend, and that will be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So, all right. So here we have, ooh, look at this week and how it's being presented. Yes, it's kind of like answer the call. There is something, pay attention to these things that you really like, or these things that you're very interested in, because guess what? If there is something that you can't get out of your thoughts, out of your head, it's for a reason, right? So change those negative thoughts, and instead of seeing challenges, see them as opportunities, because they are trying to point at something. It's like you're being called. Something is calling you, right? And what does here it says? More pentacles. You're being called to take care of the material aspects of your life, right? So look at any challenges as opportunities and make sure you are taking care of how you're thinking about it. Out of, like, even messages that you get that seem negative, turn them into, how can I make this into an opportunity for me? What is the divine trying to tell me with this, so I can take care of my life and actually make sure that everything in my life is in balance. So the 5, that it's maybe a little bit of imbalance or chaos, this is telling me I'm being called so I can take care of things, right? Let's take one more card for you for the weekend to see where this 5 leads us, right? So you see that everything, here you go. So everything happens. You're being called to something to put order, because there is the 5 of the imbalance, and this is so you can move forward. Look, all this is about joy and love. So let's recap here. Do not get stuck on overthinking. Change the challenges into opportunities. Make sure you do not let any negative thoughts grow, and look out for a new opportunity that these challenges are actually bringing. You're being called into something. You need to make sure everything in your practical life, in material life, all these aspects are taken care of. So you go back into balance, and then you're moving forward, you're finishing the weekend and going into the next week with positivity and joy, and your cup full. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Remember, this is a general reading. Take whatever resonates with you, right? If the message finds you, it's for a reason. And also know that I do little shorts during the week every day to tell you about the daily energies. Always take what resonates, listen to the message, and see how it can apply to your life. And if you want a private reading, the link is in the bio. You can write me an email, or get in touch by DM in one of the social media channels I'm in, and ask any questions. I'm happy to answer any questions for you before making the appointment. And please subscribe to the channel, give it a thumbs up, and that way you help and support me. Have a wonderful and magical week, and brightest blessings.